There's a difference between knowledge, common sense, and wisdom. The three are not the same. Please understand it. What is knowledge? Knowledge is the acquisition of data and information. Common sense, knowing which data, which knowledge to use at a particular time and where. Wisdom is when to know which of the knowledge to use. Coming to class to learn about leadership, you have the knowledge, but if you don't apply them, you are lacking what they call common sense. In your case, it's not common any longer. Because if it was common, you would have applied it. It means your thing is big. Your influence and your lack of willingness to implement it is big. It's not demonic, it is consciously big. Leadership takes courage. You can decide to be a title holder and all of those things, but to be a true leader, it needs courage. And I would explain to you why. Because one of the key things that makes you a leader, one major thing called trust. Now, trust is a word that has two major elements: character and competence. We shall explain it. Today, we shall explain it. And if you don't have character, you cannot be a leader. If you want to be a good leader, you must be willing to be abused. Because if somebody has taken 30 years to be using his verb senses the wrong way, and you are now telling the person to now begin to see things differently, don't forget that change doesn't come easy. And when the person initially cannot see what you want them to see, they are going to fight you. Because you want them to break away from the what they call the norm, which is not the norm anyway. Now, so let's go back to our saw machine, our saw chain. This one here. We're talking about the importance of leadership. How about you ask the question, where is the leader? And I said, the leader is the one who determines which tree to cut. How about if the leader decides to point this machine to the wrong tree? That means all the flow will be running, the chain here will be running, the plugs will be working, but on the wrong tree. That is why culture says leadership is the development of vision. The leader who determines where we are going, who is able to articulate the intended destination is critical. Having the resources is not enough. You can have the resources but be... Now, somebody made a very interesting statement. He said you can be sincerely wrong. So you need a leader who can determine the sincerity of the destination. Now look at the word here. What is this word? Let's all say it. As long as we have not gone to heaven yet, there will be problems. You talk about demons, they will never go away until we go to heaven. So when you talk about leadership, it is not milk and bread. That is why courage is key. There are 4 ways that leaders demonstrate their importance, and I want us to discuss them. 4 ways. Number 1, leaders leave the environment and the people they meet better than they found them. In other words, if we say we are going to become leaders, if we say we are going to become the person who is going to determine the destination, one of the ways we can demonstrate our importance in the organization is to ensure that if they left us 3 people, we either increase the number to 10, or those that we left, we have grown them to be like us. In other words, if we went in there as eagles, the eaglets we met, we have grown them to become what? Eagles like us. So we leave the environment and the people better than we left it. And if you go into the ancient book, which we call the Bible, there's a very, very interesting story or analogy in that book. A master was traveling. He said, "I give you talents." He gave one 5. He gave one 2. He gave the other one 1. And he said, "When I come back, I need you to come and make an account to me." He came back on the return of his journey, and what happened? The guy who did 5 said, "I traded with it. I made extra 5." He said, "Good servant." The 2 guy said, "I traded with it. I made extra 2, making 4." He said, "Congratulations." The other guy came and said, "Well, I know you gave me 5. You gave me 1, but I wasn't sure if I traded with it, it might get lost. I might lose it, and knowing you, and I know that I don't want you to lose your money, I kept it intact. In fact, I put it in a handkerchief and I wrapped it. Look at it, the same way it is." The man looked at it and he said, "You wicked servant. You could have left it in the bank so I can earn interest." Meaning that when you are a leader and we leave environment and the particular department in your hand, and we came back 5 years later, and there's no increment in terms of quality or quantity, you become a wicked manager, not a leader. Why? Leaders demonstrate their importance in any department or organization by improving and adding quality and value to the people and the department that was trusted into their hands. That's the first point. Number 2, they demonstrate the capacity to see problems ahead and lead the way to find solutions to them. Now, from 2019 up to now, nobody tells you the world is remained the same. The world has changed. Before technology was advanced up to this level, some people have seen it ahead of time. And today, if you're a leader and you cannot anticipate, you cannot see challenges that confronts your industry, that is militating against your operations, you are only a liability in that organization. Don't call yourself a leader. A leader sees problems and leads the way to find a solution to them. If you stay for you to be bombarded with problems without you knowing the solutions to those problems, you are not a leader. Leaders show their importance, ladies and gentlemen, by demonstrating the capacity to see problems and lead the way to find solutions. Number 3, they focus and develop the next generation of leaders. They focus and develop the next generation of leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, leadership is the capacity to develop others. Like the eagle, we mentioned it. Your role in the organization as the leader is to grow other eaglets to be of your kind. And it's sad that there are people who can't even go on leave, because they think when they go, the department will not function. It is either you have done some dirty deals and you think when you leave, the one who comes and take over would expose you. Otherwise, there's no reason why, if you have been in a particular department for 5 years and there's no one who can do what you are doing better, there's a problem somewhere. There's a problem somewhere. Number 4, leaders show their importance by demonstrating that they don't need things and the applause of people to show their significance and value. True leaders don't behave like that, because they know that a leader leaves his footprints wherever he goes. And how do you do that? By growing other people to be like you. Like what I told you. Look at the eagle. Look at the eagle here. Now, for centuries, more than 6,000 years, the eagle is the strongest and fastest bird in the air. Why? They keep growing their eaglets to be of their kind. And that's what leaders are supposed to do. Which one are you demonstrating right now in your organization? There's a difference between knowledge, common sense, and wisdom. The 3 are not the same. Please understand it. What is knowledge? Knowledge is the acquisition of data and information. Yes? Common sense, knowing which data, which knowledge to use at a particular time and where. Wisdom is when to know which of the knowledge to use. Coming to class to learn about leadership, you have the knowledge, but if you don't apply them, you are lacking what they call common sense. In your case, it's not common any longer. Because if it was common, you would have applied it. It means your thing is big. Your ignorance and your lack of willingness to implement it is big. It's not demonic, it is consciously big. This is the problem of Africa. We have highly educated people.
A lot of knowledge.
But we have the knowledge, but lack of common sense and wisdom. Every government that has not done well in any part of Africa has been helped by knowledgeable people who draft the policies, who draft the laws that keep people in prison, who draft them. It's knowledgeable people. But are they good? No. Because we fail to apply common sense and wisdom. So yes, going to school alone does not make you a leader. Otherwise, everybody would have been a leader.